Namatho Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Zim, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening everyone. So today is Wednesday the 12th of May 2021, and this is Achan Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all after a few days off. Hello, Margaret. I hope you're keeping well. So today I had a vaccine, corona vaccine. It's AstraZeneca, and I'm feeling very hot. But so far no symptoms arrived yet. Probably working. Hello, Yvonne. I hope you're feeling better as well. So today is a very special day. Had a COVID-19, and see that what happens in a couple of days, and hope that nothing goes wrong, and I am fit. In the meanwhile, when I was reading the COVID-19 in Amore, it says that it's the Indian variant, so it needs to be very careful and very mindful of it. Oh, Margaret, you never had any symptoms at all, so your body is really fit. So it depends basically on the individual's physical strength or physical immunity. Some people have, some people don't. So we'll see. Anish from Thailand is here, listening as well. So this is the day, and hello, Emma. Okay, Emma is saying that he got the first flu symptom from the first COVID vaccine. It lasts just 1 day. Lucky you. Oh, Margaret, not even a sore arm. Wow, you are very strong, Margaret. So I wish everybody is strong like you. So anyway, I was talking about the 5 factors of progress, that one will be getting progress if one diligently practicing, and those 5 factors. Among that, the first factor is a faith that I was talking on, the faith. And within that faith factor, again, we come up with the concept of the Buddha. So the Buddha, again, was historically a proven figure, and archaeologically also proven figure, and also from the records. And possibly Buddha's beginning of the Indian history, or maybe recorded in such a vast amount, probably began after the Buddha. All the Indian civilization have been recorded in Buddhist scriptures. So the Buddha basically was a wealthy child, as I said previously, and was very good at, possibly, was interested in meditation, and put his mind on that practice of a meditation, and eventually he became the Buddha at the age of 35. And after the age of 35, and he traveled for 45 years in different places teaching his findings. And so that's why I even said that he probably the first religious founder who lived a long time in the history and spread a long time in the history without having any conflict or any causing any difficulties or difference. So that's why when we chant our every evening or a morning, we chant his virtues. So sometimes people ask that the Buddhists chant every day, morning, evening. Is it about the worship? Is it about the ideal worship? In fact, it's not. It's just recollecting the virtues of the Buddha. You are not asking for any favor, or you are not asking for any success. You are simply recollecting his qualities. So in terms of the Buddha's quality, it is there are 9. So it starts from arahant, and this arahant is the first quality that defines, and which means the accomplished, an accomplished one. He is a remote Moshu. Oh, hello Moshu. I never seen you before, Moshu. So this arahanta or arahat, you will hear a lot if you study Buddhism, that arahanta or arahat is the highest noble beings. So in Buddhism there are 4 noble beings. It's called sotapanna, which means stream enterer, and the second is sakadagami, and the 7 times returner, and then the anagami, or non-returner, and then arahat, the fully accomplished one. So the word fully accomplished one is coming from the word called arahat. And each of these stages that one has attained defines how purified you are. Like a sotapanna, the first level, or in the stream enterer, and the word stream enterer again basically means that a person who is on the line, on the stream to the enlightenment. He won't be missing that path and will not miss that destination. There's a possibility of attainment of this nibbana or liberation at any time, up to 7 lifetimes. So it depends on how much merits that one has accumulated and how much perfections one has perfected. On the basis of that, then the person will be gaining enlightenment. But he's on the right path and never will reverse the path. And also a person who has given up the identity view or a personality view, and which is again the ego. Like this morning when I was teaching, I was asked that, and after understanding the mind and the matter, do you think that we will become a noble beings? And the answer is not. It's not about understanding the mind and the matter. It's about letting go of an ego. And this ego normally brings the friction, brings the difference in the boundaries between one another. Like the moment when you say that, I have understood the teachings, but I am from this country, I am from that country, and I follow this tradition, I follow that tradition, or this tradition is better than that tradition, so on. And that's why I normally say that the practice of a Buddhism look like very simple, but in the practice is really difficult, because you have to give up your concept of who you are. And that's, again, giving up is not because you want to, but you have realized it, and that's how you become dispassionate about it, about yourself. And so rather than holding and having attachment, you simply will be able to accept that things are changing, things are conditioned arose, so do I, and then eventually, once the condition fades, I also will be losing as well. In a similar way, the nationality and ethnicity, and these are also our personality view about things, and we were given, and I have referred it so many times, and that as long as we have the concept of belonging to one particular group and following that and holding on to that view, then we still haven't attained the first noblehood, and which is the most important part to be, in order to be the noble beings, called aseka, unconditioned or fully cooked. So that is the first category of the noble beings. And the second category is that someone who has given up this personality view and haven't got any doubts on the teachings and the Buddha and ability to attain the liberation, and do not believe in any rituals that after performing certain rituals you will be liberated. And it's not the case. But after you have overcome this, and then you further on, you're able to minimize the degree of the ill will, and then essential desires. So you can minimize it, not completely eradicate it. An ability to minimize or suppress for certain amount is known as the second level of noblehood. And then the third noblehood is called non-returner, who has completely abandoned the personality view, so and also the pleasure in sensual pleasures, and there is no hate or anger at all or resistance, and that person is called non-returner. And non-returner basically means someone who will, once the destruction of the human flesh, will be reborn in celestial beings, and from celestial beings he will be attaining the liberation over in the celestial being. So that is the third category, and still they do have some form of the desires, they still have some form of attachment, and they still have some form of this and a desire to be reborn in form realms or formless realms and so on. And they sometimes have a different understanding of it. So that's why they still have to practice further on. But whereas the fourth noble beings, which is known as arahat, which I am referring to, this arahat is a person who has fully accomplished. That basically means that all the defilements, the greed, hatred, and delusion being remotely put aside, will not attach to him at all. Now you can check yourself. Do you have greed? Do you have hatred? And do you think that there are some moments you feel very ignorant? And greed, obviously, there is a greed, and obviously there is the hate. Charanpon Falada from Thailand and commenting in Thai language. David is here as well. Hello, David. Hey. So, this the moment when we feel free from this concept of desire to gain or a desire to resist it's been already given up and far away, then the person is known as arahat. So one who has fully accomplished in the journey, that able to overcome all the defilements, which is greed, hatred, and delusion in general, also known as taints. And a person who has fully accomplished in this way is known as a worthy one. So accomplished and a worthy one. And this worthy one who has purified and liberated one from a cycle of a birth and a death. So he is free from this cycle of a birth and a death. Basically, he has unbind himself from the bondage of coming back to the world of this samsara, life and a death, returning and reborning again and again. And that has been abandoned. So that is the first quality known as arahat, or that is arahat, arahat, or aranhanta, arahanta. So these are the first. This is the first quality of the Buddha, that why we venerate him, why do we respect him. And that's the first quality. And following days I will be explaining on different qualities of the Buddha, which again there are 9 qualities, and so we'll be focusing on the 9 qualities. What does that means? So when we chant, our first word comes arahang bhagava. Yeah? So this arahang is the first word, which means accomplished one, and who is worthy of respect. And if you've been following, you probably have heard me saying that in Buddhism there are 2 ways of worship or paying respect. One is called amisa puja, which means you are paying respect with the materials or giving gifts and material gifts. And then the second is the patipatti puja, which basically means following the teachings and applying in our life. And with that application, we attain the happiness, we attain the liberation. And that's how one can pay respect to the Buddha too. And in the history, and even the Buddha, he said that the patipatti, the second way of worship, is the worthy of respect. And Buddha also prays for that. There was a story during the time of the Buddha that after the 45 years of a dispensation, teaching in different places and different dhammas and for the different people, and finally the Buddha declared that in 3 months' time he will be passing away. Isn't that so great to know that in 3 months' time we will be dying, like that? So Buddha knew that in 3 months' time he is going to die. Basically entering the parinibbana, the terminology says. And he declared that, okay, in 3 months' time I am going to enter the parinibbana. What would you do? Yeah? What would you do if you have known that in 3 months' time your life is going to end? Isn't that scary? Yeah? So think about it, that suppose 3 months' time your life is coming to end. What will you do? And this is the same happened to the Buddha. So he come to understood, and then he declared that in 3 months' time I am going to die. So he had a choice. And then after he declared that in 3 months' time he is going to die, one of the monks, having heard the news that Buddha is going to enter the parinibbana, that means we will not have chance to see him, we will not have chance to pay respect and hear from him. He strived very hard. Yeah? So Yvonne is saying respect, and Margaret is saying that make the most of every moment. That's right. Yeah? That's right. Make the most of every moment. And this monk went on and practiced meditation every single moment. When going for alms, he went alone. Eating alms, eating food, he lived alone. And then meditation, rest of other time, just to think. He was just simply thinking that he would like to be enlightened, an arahat. So this is the first quality, an arahat, that he wanted to attain it before Buddha passed away. So he strived so hard that people felt that he was a monk. He became a monk, and now look at him. He's not respecting the Buddha, despite of knowing that a Buddha is entering to the parinibbana, rather than going to see him, rather than going to pay respect him and listen from him. He separated and living in isolation. So he probably has lost his faith in the Buddha. And with that, this news came to the Buddha, and then the Buddha wanted to check, despite Buddha knowing that he is practicing meditation to be enlightened. But for the sake of the community, he called this monk in the middle of this monastics and asked that, is it true that you have lost faith in the Buddha? And he said that, no, Venerable Lord, I simply just wanted to pay respect to you by attaining the arahat. So that's why I've been practicing diligently, and that's how, when after hearing that, then Buddha praised him, saying that you are a very good student. I praise someone who follows the teachings and get great benefit, and with that benefit they also liberate. And that's the good way of worshipping or giving a gift to the Buddha. So that's why in Buddhism, although it's essential that you are giving or you are paying or worshipping with some materials, but that's not the ultimate. But the ultimate is studying the teachings and then applying in our day-to-day life. After the application of those Dhammas, you will gain the benefit, and you will feel the calmness, you will feel the collectedness, you will feel relaxed, and you will also feel so enjoyable. And with that, your life becomes much, much happier. So that is how you are paying respect to the Buddha, from your heart and from your action. So that is the first quality, the arahata, the quality of the Buddha. In following days, I will be talking rest of other qualities of the Buddha. Now, I think it's time to say good night. And in a few moments' time, we're going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. If not able to join, you can have a rest, like Emma saying, just wanna sleep. Good night and take rest. So may you all be well and happy. See you shortly for the chanting and guided meditation. Sadhu.